These pedestals were commissioned by George IV for the Royal Pavilion in Brighton, and they are of 6. The pedestals left Brighton in about the 1850s when Queen Victoria sold the pavilion to the Brighton Council. In doing so, she decanted most of its objects into Buckingham Palace, so this is where we find our pedestals. Of course, with the resurfacing programme taking place, they were removed from the East Front and deemed that they needed a little bit of work, so that's why they've come into the workshops today. It's really exciting working on an object with so many different materials. It allows myself as a conservator to really get to grips with the object and think in different ways and have different approaches to treatments because of the materials. First and foremost, I myself look at the object as a whole. I see what materials are missing, I see what I'm working with as well, and also we were able to have someone come in to do a paint analysis. Paint analysis revealed that they were created by different craftsmen, which is evident in the materials and the techniques used in each pedestal. Cleaning the roof itself was a really joyous moment. Because of all the years of applied shellac and varnish and cleaning and polish and all sorts, we weren't aware of the actual design underneath. Beautiful sort of scale, almost like a dragon, very fitting for the pavilion. And we were able to remove all those years of built-up shellac with solvents, and we were able to get a lovely finish clean and unveil that beautiful decoration that you see today. The conservation approach with the tiles was a really quite an interesting one actually. We're able to lift them from the pedestal itself, and you could just see around the edges all the dirt that was collected. So it was a really sort of nice contrast. Also on the actual surface, you couldn't see any of the detail whatsoever in the leaves and their vines. It was a real joy to sort of clean that and reveal that decoration. And also, which was apparent, was the actual smell of sort of mustiness and tobacco almost. You could just imagine them sort of being in a room when someone's smoking, and all those years it's just sort of gone into the object itself. It was quite interesting actually. One of the most difficult challenges of conserving this pedestal was the bamboo elements. It was one of my jobs to actually seek, mend and replace missing material. One of the first approaches sourced some of the bamboo from Buckingham Palace gardens, which was a real treat. We actually brought the bamboo here into the workshop and sort of trialled, played, manipulated the bamboo to try and achieve those shapes. The approach of using the bamboo sourced from the garden proved quite laborious and quite difficult and challenging to really get those intricate shapes. Fortunately, there was a box of bamboo elements at Brighton Pavilion. We believe is more than likely actually a box from the initial removal of the interiors at Brighton Pavilion when it was sold. The feet of the pedestal needed to be created from scratch. Luckily, each pedestal had about 4 or 5, so they weren't toppling over, as it were. Our senior furniture conservator was able to build up around that and actually build these new feet while retaining the original material. Once conservation treatment is complete, they'll be heading back to the Royal Pavilion in Brighton. They will sit in the long gallery, and so that we can now recreate George IV's original interiors.